going on to you, Pisces? So we're finally at 10,000. Let's see if we can actually hit 20,000. So please make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. So you have the Fool, the High Priestess, and the Sun card, right? So these three cards right here for you, Pisces, this is very much so about you I'll say this, right? The Fool, the High Priestess, and the Sun card is very much so about you, Pisces, you know, not really being quite impressed with how others present themselves. A lot of you, Pisces, are very much so now more aware that just because somebody looks good does not necessarily mean that they are good. It doesn't mean that they're valuable. You have a lot of people out here that'll look like the High Priestess and will put on a front, right? Like they are the sun, like they're getting all this attention. They're so happy, they're so thankful, but inside they're miserable. And you've realized within your own past experiences that people will do that very same thing as far as project their own misery onto you. So as a result, a lot of you, Pisces, very much so have made almost like a 2024 moving forward idea that you, Pisces, are not going to allow people to ruin your day by bringing you down, right? You know, the image, the outward image doesn't necessarily speak to the inner image. And a lot of you will realize coming into the new year that not everybody is what they seem to be. So the Star card and the Ten of Wands now, right? The Star card now represents, there's much more of an emphasis on wanting to hang out with people that actually want to hang out with you. You know, don't go after people, you know, or be more hesitant, right? To go after people that waste your time, that doesn't really show you any kind of interest. Because nowadays, when we're talking about interest, the person's into you, the person's not that into you. What are we really talking about here? Because dysfunctional people, no matter what it is that they say that they're into, they're just never into anybody. No one is ever good enough. Right? Nobody, no matter how many riches they have, how tall they are, how handsome they are, how pretty they are, how short, how slender, how pretty, how their attitude is supportive, no matter who they are. It just seems like people who play games, no matter who it is that they say that they want, no matter who it is that they say that they're not attracted to, it just seems like they're never attracted to anybody, no matter how great the person actually is. So a lot of you are really making it a point to really be able to talk to people and really not just look at them like I was just talking about, right, for their physical beauty. But a lot of you, Pisces, very much so will talk to them for their inner beauty as well, right? And so, you know, soon as you get over the initial stage of talking to them, which is the approach, now they have to show you a little bit of their personalities, because the approach is literally instantaneous. Soon as you step on the scene and you're like, hey, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? What's up? The approaching stage is already over. Instantaneous, just like that. So now what's next? Now is the person will interact with you somehow. They'll either walk away, not say anything, and act like you don't exist. They'll open up their mouth and say something. Sometimes it could be very pleasant, wonderful things, but sometimes it could be combative, disrespectful, very snake in the grass. And the thing about it is that a lot of you, Pisces, are realizing that it's really best for you to go after people that want to come talk to you. And that's another thing too. Like the best relationships are people who are interested in you. You know what I mean? Too many people want to shoot for the stars. They want to aim for the stars. They're looking for people who are very attractive, but then at the same time, they don't have any kind of chemistry with, because the person is a jerk, and all it is that the person is going to ever do is squander each and every single opportunity that they get a chance to create that kind of bond. They're going to do everything they can to create subterfuge, separation of it. So the Ten of Wands now represents you, and that's another thing too. You're also dating to find out and getting to know others to find out if they are in a position to actually offer anything. See, that's another element of it too. Are these people valuable? Are these people resourceful? That's what defines value. Resourcefulness. Making yourself of service to others. The service is obviously not forever. It's not perpetual, of course. You understand what I'm saying? And it's even responsible. The service that you provide to another person is even responsible. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that is what value is. You have too many people who are pretty or handsome, Chads, Tyrones, Brads, very attractive individuals who don't bring anything to the table. So the Ten of Wands now is about you, Pisces, having to understand that you will pay attention to see, as you're getting to know them, past the approaching, past the getting their number, right? Even if they do give you their number, you give them yours, you exchange numbers, whatever, however you stay in contact with the person. You'll find out to understand what it is that they bring to the table. You know, you got to know what a person brings, you know. And me and my friend, me and my friend, we was talking last night, and we were saying how it is that talking about the bringing to the table adage, right? The saying, and I was like I was helping my friend, and I was telling her, when it comes to the question, just be honest about what it is that you bring to the table, but be direct. You know, when people ask you what it is that you bring to the table, you need to really need to, without a lack of a better term, you really need to state what it is, straightforward, what it is that you're bringing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be every single thing, of course, right? This isn't a job interview, but it should be a little something, because, to say things like, you are the table, people don't understand what that actually means. Like, if someone were to ask me, right, as far as value, right, actual things, if someone were to ask me, I would say I'm intelligent, which means that I'm resourceful. I'm creative, which is resourcefulness, which means that I can most definitely create a solution out of problems, right? Developing my finances that I'm willing to share. I know how to protect myself as well as my family members adequately, right? I know how to, tussle. Romantic fun. So I don't know, at least from what I hear, it's good. You know what I mean? From the, but among other things, right? My hobbies that I like also represent skills, and go back to developing those skills, going to the range. I'm picking up archery, picking up martial arts. So all of these different things are skills. I'm a Mr. Fix It around the house. I know how to clean the drain. I know how to keep the drain clean, snake the drain, know how to fix the toilet, put the toilet together. I know how to, you know what I'm saying? All of these different things. I take care of myself. I know how to heal people back to health if they're sick. I know how to mix oils. Oils are very good because of the fact that oils also have healing abilities as well, depending on what kind of oils so it's like I have a laundry list. I'm a fast reader. I can pick up information quickly. Doesn't spend all of these different things, right? All of these different things. But when a person, my dear Pisces, is sitting around talking about how it is that, they are the table or whatever, it's like, okay, but what does that mean though? And then the Three of Swords represents, that's another way to tell if a person is wasting your time. The Three of Swords, the Chariot, and the Four of Cups represents, and pay attention to see if they give you any kind of pushback when it comes to that. Because if a person can't answer the question as to what can you, Pisces, expect a little bit of, right? When you are asking them what they are bringing to the table. When you, Pisces, ask somebody what it is that they are bringing to the table, you're asking for a little preview or a little glimpse, like a trailer from like a TV show, what it is that they are supposed to expect in the next episode, or what traits do you have, or do they have in particular, that would want a person to keep them, would make themselves more desirable to keep a person around. And if they can't answer the question directly, and if they have a problem with it, that's a problem. Because an answer should be, they should name certain things off directly, but they should also let you know plus more, because they are a person, right? They're supposed to be picking up different skills and traits that brings more value to the table, right? Why? Like, you should, like Pisces, like, you should pick up so much skills to the point where it's like valuable, as well as loving the person. That's another trait too, right? That a person would be happy to be with you. But when you ask them that question, now it's like, okay, what's up? If they have a problem with it, if they spin back the question onto you, that's a whole dub. And the things that the Two of Swords and the Queen of Wands now represents, but be mindful of this. Be mindful of anybody who wants to act like they didn't hear it, or wants to now go ghost. Now all of a sudden, when you ask them that question, and you've been paying attention to that question after you Pisces asked them that, and they didn't answer it, they running away from it, they ghosting, whatever the case may be, you supposed to already know, watch out for this type of entitled mentality. If they start having this ideology immediately or soon after, when you hang out with them again, they really have a problem with that, that's an automatic dub right then and there. Because people are supposed to be able to answer that question directly. Too many people talking about pouring into you and all this other type of crap. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean you'll give the person love, appreciation? Does that mean that you have skills, finances? You will protect the person with your life? You notice how it is that I'm actually bam, shooting, naming things off, shooting from the hip. I'm pouring into you. I'm the table. All this dumb stuff that doesn't make any sense. What does that mean? So let's clarify the Queen of Wands. The Lovers, the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So once again, you already supposed to know what that's like. It would look like you, Pisces, would be the one doing all the work while they sit on their butt, and all they do is take the benefits off of your hard work that you are striving and working yourselves over to basically maintain the relationship for yourself, take care of yourself as well as the other person, because the person is a burden. And then now, right, and then the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Swords would happen. After working, right, the Nine of Wands, after working yourself to the bone, after working yourself to the point where you become physically sick, physically ill, you Pisces would still have to put up with a very ungrateful partner if they are already coming off with the sense of entitlement. See, that's another way too on how it is that I eliminate some of the people that I'm talking to. Is this asking them, what do they bring to the table? Because you're supposed to name it off. Not everything. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you're supposed to name off directly some traits. And if you can't do that, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it like, Let's clarify the Fool card. The Moon, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Six of Wands. A lot of you Pisces are not really too worried about if a person is wasting your time, because you know you need to stay away from them if they are coming to you like this. But also, you're prepared for whatever happens. You are getting to know people, so you're not trying to move fast. You're looking at it from a perspective of you need to take your time, which everyone should, to a good speed, right? Nothing too fast, nothing too slow. If it's too slow, the relationship doesn't grow. If too slow, doesn't grow, right? Rhymes. If it's too fast, the relationship is going to essentially end very soon. So the Moon and the Four of Pentacles is you already have an ace in your back pocket. And the ace is you're going to show up with the Four of Pentacles. You're going to show up with your value. But the question is, are they going to show up with theirs? If they don't, you'll ghost them. The Nine of Cups and the Six of Wands, you'll move on and talk to somebody else. So very much so, you Pisces are very much so prepared for no matter what. And I'm glad that a lot of you are slowly but surely starting to understand that, you know, you can be prepared and still date and not get your heart broken. But other than that, this is the next video. The next part of this video is going to be the Why I Love Pisces video. This is why, as I say, you got to watch my videos to the end, because you only get half the information. Watch the videos to the end. So I just want to say thank you again. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 10,000 subs. Let's see if we can make it to 20,000. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all, and also do private tarot readings as well. Come through and get some personal readings from me. I do birth chart readings. I teach people how to do tarot, right? Because a lot of people ask me, so why not teach people? Why not give back in that way where I teach people? You know, that's also one of my services as well. And I just want to say thanks again. So this video had to be done. This is the reason why I've said a million times, no matter the zodiac sign, I don't really have any kind of personal vendettas against the zodiac signs. I'm just ultimately telling the truth, right? So why is it that I love Pisces? I love Pisces because, like, a lot of people, first and foremost, they be tripping out over Pisces. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be tripping out over Pisces. A lot of people tend to have this idea about you Pisces that a lot of y'all are kind of crazy. A lot of y'all are really untrustworthy. A lot of y'all, you know, are too interested in leisure and leisurely things, you know, spending, you know, putting money on people as far as like giving them gifts and cash and prizes and, you know, stuff like this. And to a certain extent, they're right if they get a Pisces person where their mind and their heart are not really, if their mind and their heart are not really up to par, a Pisces could be wrecked. But you got to understand that, like, whenever it is that you see a Pisces really wilding out, right? Like running around with multiple people, it's it's really because a lot of you Pisces, right, are dealing with some sort of situation within yourselves, and that y'all want some form of relief. You got to understand that, to all the cross watchers who's watching, and to all the Pisces who are watching alike, Pisces represents the zodiac sign of the nymph, the nymphomaniac, the person that enjoys romantic fun, if you know what I mean. So if you in a relationship with a Pisces, right, regardless of whether you're a Pisces yourself or if you are a cross watcher, you Pisces ultimately have to understand that, you know, that energy represents a needing of release. So if you in a relationship with a Pisces, and or you are a Pisces yourself, and you're not getting that release, whether it's from romantic fun, if you know what I mean, whether it's, you know, painting or some sort of artistic, you know, some sort of artistic endeavor with like a pencil or a pen or a paintbrush or something like this, or like food, cooking and stuff like this, the Pisces is going to essentially start to kind of go wild and out, because Pisces, y'all represent escapism. Y'all represent, after the work, the hard day's work is done, after all of that, you can reward yourself with sitting back or whatever you consider fun to be, and enjoying yourselves and indulging because the work is done. This is the reason why it is I said that you really want to work before, and then you want to play after. Because when you play before, right, when you introduce the Pisces energy before, you play so hard to the point where it interrupts you working, and it interrupts your productivity throughout the day. And we're going to get on that productivity, right? So a lot of times people want to implement the Pisces, you know, the Pisces bacchanalian energy, right? Bacchanal, right? Which is partying, Bacchus, Dionysus, right? Dionysus, the deity of partying and wine, right? You share that with Sagittarius, wine, you know, that wine energy. Sagittarius it represents wine and wine drinkers, right? Alcoholic beverages. So it's like, and then, you know, you Pisces share a planet with Sagittarius, which is Jupiter, right? Which is all of that Zeus kind of Jupiterian energy, benevolence in on itself, right? Not that Zeus is benevolent, but the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, the reason why I'm talking about productivity now is because Pisces is some of the hardest working people in the world. And part of the reason why Pisces gets a bad rep for being individuals that just want to be on some dysfunctional stuff, dysfunctional stuff all day, is because what it is that they've interacted with a Pisces that was really essentially all out of whack. Because Pisces are some of the hardest working individuals you'll ever meet. You know, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. Pisces is some of the hardest working individuals that you'll ever meet. If their mind and their heart are in the correct place, they will give Capricorn a run for their money. Some of the people who run some of the biggest companies in the world, some Fortune 500 companies, are not just Capricorns, but Pisces as well. Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer crabs. Because you Pisces are very industrious, and y'all have that vision and the innovation, the creativity that they call innovation, that a lot of other people may not have, even amongst other Pisces, but you have that mind for it. So Pisces, y'all are hard workers in and out of your own homes, whether you have a job or whether you are a husband or a wife, right? A person that is a partner, right? Y'all are the ones cleaning up the house a lot of the times, cleaning up the residence, cooking, cleaning, making sure that the place is tidy, loving your partner, right? Dutifully loving them even when times get hard, you know, and, you know, even with that, it's a tragic thing sometimes to see a Pisces do that, because sometimes, just like the Capricorns, you could give your energy to people that treat you like trash, that disappoint you, and you'll love them anyway. And the thing about it is, you know, for any of the cross watchers, in order to really get a Pisces really on your side, you have to really get involved with one. You really have to be involved with a Pisces, if I'm being honest with you. You have to ultimately just be involved with one, because you're not really going to get the benefit for any of the cross watchers. And you Pisces can let me know in the comment section if I'm talking some nonsense. But, you know, if you discovered or you realize something new about this video, you know, something new that you learned in this video about yourselves. But in order to get the benefit from being with the Pisces, romantically, family-wise, friendship-wise, you have to get involved. You have to make an investment in the Pisces. And what I mean when I say make an investment is you have to legitimately not only hang around the Pisces individual, but for any of the cross watchers, you really have to put it into a perspective where you have to love them, plain and simple, right? You know, you have to love them. Not only do you have to love them, but you have to be willing to show them that you actually care for them. You know, Pisces is not necessarily like other zodiac signs, because all the zodiac signs show affection in their own unique way, but Pisces shows affection in a way that a lot of them ultimately are looking for love. And, you know, if the Pisces is showing you love and they love you, they'll show you love back. But the way that a Pisces shows love can be a little bit of a mixed bag. And this is part of the reason why it is that a lot of zodiac signs kind of stay away from Pisces, right? A lot of Virgos stay away from Pisces, a lot of other zodiac signs, because like I'll hear a lot of stuff, like people will be like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be with a Pisces, right? But they'll be with a Scorpio, right? Which is harder to be with. A Scorpio is harder to be with than a Pisces, right? And I would know. Being with Scorpios myself and having best friends that are Scorpios, I would know the difficulties of it. To me, being with a Pisces is easier than being with a Scorpio, because with the Pisces, right, you have to understand that why I love Pisces. And I'm going to go through all the zodiac signs as to why I love them. I did Capricorn first, and then now I'm doing Pisces. I still have 10 more to go. But yeah, so Pisces, right? This is where a lot of times people end up getting kind of upset or angry or not really wanting to try Pisces out, or a lot of people tend to leave Pisces alone. The truth is that Pisces very much so, regardless of who you're talking about, regardless of, you know, what they look like, they're really kind of like heartbroken until they can meet someone that they can really be in a very good, functional, very good, tasteful relationship with. Pisces doesn't necessarily mean that they're automatically cheating. They could be fun though. They could be fun romantically though. But that's if you marinating that fish right. understand what I'm saying? Anyway, Pisces being the fish. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's move on. So anyway, so the thing with so you can have a lot of fun times there, but what a lot of people stay away from them is not only the ideology that they think that Pisces will cheat, but also because of the fact of the temperamentalness, the temperament of the Pisces, how it is that interacting with a Pisces, it's almost like they're angry at you. They have something against you, right? And spiritually, and it can play itself out physically. Pisces is the zodiac sign of the Redeemer, the person that forgives, right? This is where you get Mother Teresa, who I think Mother Teresa's made the transition, but Mother Teresa was a Virgo, and you have the whole Pisces thing being the Redeemer. Both Virgo and Pisces share that kind of back and forth, but it really germinates and ironically culminates, meaning it reaches its exalt, its highest point, and it begins. So it comes around in a full circle with Pisces when it comes to forgiveness and forgiving people and redeeming people, right? Because the thing is that but also Pisces can represent too the executioner, right? Spiritually, of course, sometimes physically, unfortunately, and I don't condone that. But Pisces can be very ruthless in the sense that you'll be like, why is this Pisces so hard on me? You know what I mean? Like, why is this Pisces so ruthless to me? It's almost like they're grilling me like a Scorpio. And the truth is, they can be, they're Pisces is esoterically, meaning on another level, they're kind of ruled by Pluto. So like, this is why I kept talking about the whole element of the aspect of Pisces rules over power, because the symbol for Pisces, right? Like the symbol for Pisces, right? The glyph, and I'll probably put the glyph in the title of itself. But the glyph for Pisces, not only does it represent the two fishes and stuff like this, but it also represents the unknown, right? Or X, what is not known. But it also represents power, right? Power. It represents power and unimaginable power, right? Power that's just raw power that has to be translated through us as a species, but untamed. But Pisces represents untamed power. It doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't, if you get caught up with it, you can get corrupted by it if you don't know how to handle it. So it's like, so that's what Pisces represents. This is the reason why in the age of Pisces, right? We, in the age of Pisces that we are out of now, we're actually in the age of Aquarius. We're at the beginning stages of the age of Aquarius, because the stuff that you see now with all of this type of stuff that's going on politically, that's actually an Aquarius thing. So we actually are in the age of Aquarius. That's actually an early Aquarius, when an Aquarius is kind of not in its correct stage, is not really at its highest peak, or not really at its point of decency, or dignity, right? Talk about dignity in the zodiac signs. This is when Aquarius is not really at its point in dignity, when its mind and its heart and its actions that Aquarius takes isn't really at its point in dignity. You see all this type of craziness that we see with all these political situations. That's the Aquarius thing. With Pisces that we came up on out of, it was about manipulation and mob ties and mob rules and mafia and ruling people through the underworld, what it is that we don't see, exercising power, right? Exercising power, emphasizing power, right? Flexing. So like when it comes to a Pisces, where a Pisces is raw like that, where they are still on some stuff, where they still deal with that type of stuff, these are people that can give you a very difficult time. You know, interacting with a Pisces can be very much so off-putting, kind of like a Scorpio, to be real with you, because they're esoterically ruled by Pluto. And a lot of people end up getting caught up with that, because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like, why is this person going off? And honestly speaking, you know, unless they really start going too far, for any of the cross watchers watching, and for any Pisces themselves that are trying to understand more about themselves, you just really have to kind of calm that type of stuff down and make that a point, because to the cross watchers, that's something that Pisces ultimately is really going to do, honestly. Like, I'm a Virgo with a Pisces ascendant. I've done that to people. I'm learning how to calm down from that. But I have a Pisces mom, 2 Pisces sisters. I've seen it my whole life. It's like when a Pisces is, you know Pisces people, when a Pisces is ready to put their foot where the sun don't shine, and they're ready, oh my gosh. But what it does is I've been in love with Scorpios. I've dated Scorpios. I've known Scorpios as some of my really good friends in junior high, all the way up to so much as manhood and college. You know what I mean? Being 19, 20, 21 years old, somewhere around there. All the way from being 12 years old and known them for about 9, 10, maybe even plus years. Let me explain something to you. Whether it's a Pisces grilling you or whether it's a Scorpio grilling you, you ultimately learn to become a lot tougher, because regardless of the zodiac sign, right? Because Pisces really is a zodiac sign where you really will be kind of raw by the time you hang out with any of the waters. The water signs, they will put you through some turmoil, but like you will become a lot tougher hanging around with any of the water signs. Like, the water signs are not these weak group of people. Oh my gosh. The water signs are let me explain something to you. I don't know where it is that people think that I don't have patience from. You know what I mean? Because, and the reason why I'm saying that is because to hang out with a Pisces and for them to start grilling you in that way, where they're temperamental and they're doing that to you, if you can hang around a Pisces or a Scorpio or a Cancer crab that's doing that to you, you're really much so built for confrontation. Straight up, you very much so built for all forms of confrontation. You really stop being afraid of a whole lot, because those zodiac signs will push you to a point of self-destruction, right? Where you'll decide to leave and be like, okay, I can't do this. You would think fire signs would do that, right? But that's actually water signs that do stuff like that, you know. Or you'll be like, you know what? Okay, you'll learn to actually deal with it, and you'll learn to read people as well. So you'll not only learn to become tougher, but you'll also learn skills along the way. The reason, and so it's a double benefit. But trust me, when you're going through it, it feels like, oh my gosh. It feels like Hades. It feels like the underworld. It feels like, you know, Hades, Pluto, the deity. Oh my gosh. It feels like, yo, like, why am I going through this? because Pisces represents the mermaid on one level. This is the reason why it is that I said that a person has to invest in a Pisces, because in order for, see, the thing about a mermaid is, right, I'm talking about spiritually, right? Because mermaids are actually evil, come to find out, right? You don't really want to, but I'm talking about it from a higher level perspective, right? A mermaid is really an individual that can either drag you down, pull you into the water, drown you, drag you down, right, in the mythology, or these are people that can essentially bring you up treasure. Now, bring you up treasure, right? Do things for you, go the extra mile for you, be great people. Now, how you get them to do that, there's not really any kind of real plans on that. You really, like it is, as I said before, you really have to be sincere. You really have to be sincere. You're not really, you're not really going to play games with them, because they'll act out the mythology and drag you down, right? They will decide to not rock with you, cut you off, whatever the case may be, right? And so how you really get into it with them in a way where they will bring you treasure is you have to give them one of the things that they want for so long, but not a lot of people are really offering to actually give, and that's love. And you have, and it has to be real. Let me put a pin in that. It has to be real. It can't just be on some fake stuff, because a Pisces, because a Scorpio will murk you, if you know what I mean, if you cheat. A Cancer crab will murk you for business reasons, but Pisces will murk you because you don't love the Pisces. So you have to see, this is, we get into some territory. This is why it is that you have to love them. But as far as when they're showing you this type of disdain that they have for you, they probably like you. They probably do. They probably like you. But again, sometimes they're going to give you help with not a lot of pushback. Sometimes they'll give you a whole lot of pushback. And once again, if you know what you're looking for, you will be kind of an admirer of this. Now, absolutely. Are there times where these people absolutely get me on my nerves, or they say or they do things that hurt? Absolutely they do. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I love Pisces because Pisces are very much so well-rounded, very resourceful people. A lot of Pisces know a lot of things. A lot of people tend to have this ideology that Pisces is ditzy or like stupid. They don't know what they're doing or where they're going or any direction. When in actuality, that's not true, because Pisces is the fish, and fishes do not need navigation. Fishes know where they are. They're lost, but they're found. They appear to be lost, but they know or have an idea of where they're going. Pisces people are just naturally gifted when it comes to navigation. That's one of their gifts. And then as you continue to get to know the Pisces, right, and you invest time, you get to know them, and you let them know that you love them, they will reveal to you that they have all kind of skills. My mother likes to plant, and green thumb, plant and love this and love planting animals. But love of animals is really a Virgo thing, but that's the opposite sign of Pisces anyway. So, yeah, that's what I mean, I can go on, but I'm not going to drag this out too much. That's why it is that I love Pisces.